Hi guys, good afternoon or good evening to you guys. Think that my microphone is working. I hope that maybe one person can come into the stream and we can kind of just talk about life and YouTube um, and Ronaldo, of course, is that person. So Ronaldo, it's so great to hear from you, man. I'm really excited for Sam Darnold and the Jets this year. I really am. I've been too hard on Sam Darnold and Dwayne Haskins. Marcos, Marcos, how are you, buddy? I want to congratulate you and the Eagles on absolutely destroying the Giants. Colin Cowherd predicted you guys would go 12-4, and that would be a pretty dang good season. You know, with Carson Wentz, it's going to be a very interesting year with the Eagles, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, you might want to replace Jason Peters on the line. You might want to get a DeAndre Baker, who I really like. Running backs wise, you know, Joshua Jacobs, maybe Darrell Henderson. And yeah, I haven't been streaming like a lot of sports games because sports games are like 3 hours. But this is better. I actually did a lot last week, man. A lot for free agency. So I did a lot like for free agency. You think that Sidney Jones is going to who's Henderson out of West Virginia? Oh, the running back. You love Henderson. Chin for the win. How are you, my friend? I'm mostly going to be like talking to you guys on here. Some of the comments can be, you know, pretty rough sometimes. I guess they do that to upset people, just to get their anger out on somebody else. So I'll give hearts. I might give a couple sentences, but absolutely going to talk to y'all. Lalo, how are you, my friend? Thank you for coming into the stream. Should the Niners trade McKinnon or Breda? I would trade McKinnon. McKinnon has more value. I think McKinnon's like 31 years old, but the 49ers need to draft Quinnen Williams. They can't draft Nick Bosa. They need to go Williams in the middle. So you have Williams and DeForest in the middle of the defense. And then safety wise, you know, second round, you could go a safety and maybe get like a big red zone wide receiver. But Jordan Matthews was a decent pickup. I saw him with the Eagles. And yeah, he was just okay. Afghanistan, what is up, my friend? How are you? Welcome into the show. Great question by my man Ronaldo. So he says, like, you know, this Dwayne Haskins, you know, I know you've been hard on Haskins. Does this mean that you want Haskins? And the answer to that question is I'm starting not to mind it. You know, Dwayne Haskins had a terrific pro day. I'm too emotional. I realized a flaw of mine is I'm too emotional over Eli Manning. I'm too emotional over the New York Giants when I really don't have any control over the situation. And I should really just enjoy their play on Sundays. And I also enjoy more broad NFL. I enjoy college football. I have more interests. And I'm not living and dying by every single New York Giants play. I'm just not living and dying by that. But I look at Dwayne Haskins, and for some reason, I thought he was a bad kid, but there's no evidence he's a bad kid. He's a good kid, and you got to just be an optimistic, good person. And I was just kind of being, I was being unfair. I've never met Haskins. There's no criticism. Now, if Haskins goes in the locker room and the teammates don't like him, and there's kind of like a little bit of controversy, like with Odell Beckham, then we can talk about it. I do like Kyler Murray a lot as well. I really love Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's my quarterback one, but Dwayne Haskins, just from on field and looking at the personality and the way the guy wins, I think that Dwayne Haskins would maybe still be the second quarterback taken last year in a brilliant class. I think Haskins has great potential to be really, really good in the NFL. And if the Giants go with him at number 6, if they want to pass on Devin White and take Haskins, they like Haskins. I'll be okay with it. I'll cope with it, and I'll root for Dwayne Haskins. So, but a lot of people in the Giants community think this channel is like all about the New York Giants, but really this is going to be more of a broad NFL channel because I get too emotional over the New York Giants. It's going to be more fun that it's broad, it's nice and relaxing. and Malik. I do love Josh Allen, so that's a very easy topic for me to talk about. I like the Bills a lot. I like a lot of different franchises. I don't just stick to one, specific group. I'll be happy for my Giants friends on YouTube, but I'm not going to consider myself in the Giants YouTube. I'll interview them. I'll give some opinions on what's going on with the process. With Dave Gettleman, I do. I mean, I did like the move to get rid of Odell Beckham because, the locker room chemistry was really a failure last year. And we've had Odell for a while, and Eli hasn't really been able to get Odell the ball down the field. So with Eli, we'll get some shorter passes. Eli will spread the wealth around the Sterling to Golden Tate and to Corey Coleman and to Evan Ingram. I think we'll be okay. We got some good offensive linemen. We're really putting a priority on the offensive line, and I'm okay with the deal right now. Dude, Davis Webb, man, I was going to, Ethan, thank you so much. You're one of the nicest dudes on YouTube. I was going to talk about Davis Webb, and now Trevor Siemian is going to beat out Davis, and it's just so sad because my guy Davis Webb is never going to get an opportunity to ever start an NFL game, and it's tough to cope with it, man. Like, I want Webb to actually have like a Deshaun Kaiser like season. I want him to play 16 games for a rat franchise, and I just want Webb to start 5 or 10 consecutive games without getting injured, so at least he would have an opportunity. All we could tell is in preseason, he looked slow getting back to throw. His power, his velocity lacked a little bit. He was very inconsistent up and down, very shaky in the preseason with the Giants offensive line. So he just has to have an amazing preseason, and I can't wait for August. That's one of my favorite times of year, though, to do film reviews. Yeah, I think Murray has a great personality. I was wrong on Haskins' personality. Haskins is a cool dude, very laid back, mellow guy. Also kind of has that confidence you like, but I think that Kyler Murray is a hell of a person too. I think he's a wonderful guy. Josh Rosen has more personality concerns, from teammates, from coaches that you talk to, because Rosen could be a tougher guy to teach. Even Aaron Rodgers. It's not controversial to say that Rodgers might not be the best teammate because a lot of his former receivers did not like his style and just the family history. Just when you do research on Aaron Rodgers, that's more of like a personality thing. Jabari, how are you, my friend? Part of me wants the 49ers to take Bosa. I think you should want Quinnen Williams. I don't know why you wouldn't want Williams. This guy could be the next Aaron Donald. He could be a lock Hall of Famer. You're going to pressure quarterbacks up the middle of the field. You have D Ford and Solomon Thomas on the edge. Quinnen Williams is a lock, man. He's the safest player in the draft. He's probably number one on my board. The wide receivers that I like in this draft, I think A.J. Brown's going to have a very successful career. He really gets open. He shows a ton of confidence. With his route running ability. Very, very athletic kid. DK Metcalf, if used perfectly, is going to be really, really special. I then look at this kid, Isabella from Massachusetts. And Isabella is a guy that I think is going to get open a lot. Penny Hart is a late round sleeper. Hakeem Butler is a guy that I think is very intriguing, but Hollywood Brown is going to be, I think Hollywood Brown will be a star player for sure in this league. Hollywood might just be my number one guy because his production's off of the charts. Yeah, so Marcus is commenting on, the different types of corners that are out here, or the different types of edge guys. He has Brian Burns ahead of Josh Allen. I would not at all. I mean, Brian Burns was on a bad Florida State team. I know Josh Allen's character, and I know Josh Allen elevated Kentucky to new heights. Josh Allen was absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, Hakeem Butler is really, really interesting. I mean, I think he's inconsistent with his drops and inconsistent with the route tree, but I think he's a weapon. And it's funny because at Iowa State, they also had Alan Lazard. I'm surprised too that you guys signed Eric Flowers. I mean, I guess Flowers, I mean, I don't think he's going to be playing on it. He's a backup though because of Ty Nishiki, right? He's a backup player. Devin White would be such an amazing player for the New York Giants. What I'm afraid though that Devin White's going to go to Tampa Bay. This is kind of how I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go number one. I think it's going to be number one, Kyler, number two, Quinnen Williams, because the 49ers just got D Ford. Number three, the Jets are going to take Josh Allen. They're going to take a guy because they missed out on Anthony Barr. Josh Allen has a higher upside than Nick Bosa because Nick Bosa has limited athleticism. His arms are a little smaller. So Josh Allen's even a better fit. I think the Raiders will be safe. They'll get Nick Bosa at a good haul, number four. And then the Buccaneers, they just lost Quan Alexander. Why wouldn't they get Devin White, a great guy for Todd Bowles to build his defense around? Then the New York Giants are at 6. I think they do like Haskins, and they'll take Haskins, which again is fine. I think the guy, has a chance to be a good quarterback. I absolutely do. Great arm strength, dominated competition. And I think that Haskins will come into the New York situation and he'll enjoy playing in New York, and it's his lifelong dream to do it. And he'll sit and learn from Eli, or he might even take the job mid-season if the Giants are struggling. So at 6, the Giants get to wait on their quarterback and take Dwayne Haskins. Number 7, could Jacksonville take DK Metcalf? That would be a very good selection. They could also take Jawan Taylor a left tackle. Then it's either DK or Sweat for the Lions. Number 9 for Buffalo, it's either Dillard, DK, or Jawan Taylor. And that's kind of where we stand right now. I mean, Eric Berry, I give the Rams a lot of credit. I've liked their offseason. The Rams signed, you know who the Rams signed? The Rams signed Clay Matthews. The gold mic is in the studio. But I don't know where Eric Berry goes, and I know he had that bout with cancer. I know he's about the same age as Earl Thomas, but clearly the Kansas City just fought the guys like too injured. Oh my gosh, dude, it's food. It's unbelievable, man. That Cromartie and Eric are in the nation's capital at Landon again. It's like a reunion for the New York Giants. And I kind of like that. DRC is kind of a fun personality, man. He liked to go bowling a lot in the community. He was an interesting cat and a pretty cool guy. Eric Weddle goes to the LA Rams. That was fantastic. So if we take Haskins at 6, who do you think in 17? 17, I'm hearing a lot of Colleen Farrell from the Clemson Tigers. For the Giants, number 7, because I don't think we might go right tackle. So I would like a Dalton Reisner. I think Dalton Reisner is a good right tackle, a Cody Ford, maybe a Jonah Williams. So that very well could be possible. But if a Farrell is still left on the board at 17, it could happen. Or we could go cornerback at 17. Devin White, yeah, that's probably what I would want. I would probably want Devin White, and I would probably want DeAndre Baker, because then, when Eli retires after this year, the rookie quarterback is going to be coming in, and then the rookie quarterback will start immediately. There will be no Eli Manning, and then the defense will have pieces there. Because at number 6, if you get a Devin White who's that special, if you get a Devin White, if you take a DeAndre Baker at number 6 or something, you take like a Montez Sweat or a big pass rusher, your defense is going to be so good for the next quarterback class. But if you take Dwayne Haskins, we're going to have to build our defense a little bit for him in years 2 and 3. Do you think we could trade up other picks? Lower round picks. Jumping 17 to 10. Why would you want to jump to number 10 so badly, Sam? Who do you have in mind at number 10? I'm kind of curious, actually, because I think after the first couple of defensive players, this draft kind of starts to dip. I'm all in on Williams, man. 1,000,000% I want Williams over them, because Williams' upside's so much higher. The Bosa brothers, they only execute and play well versus really shitty offensive linemen because they're not athletic enough. They're not freaky off the edge like a Von Miller. They're not freaky like a Bradley Chubb or like a Dante Fowler or DeMarcus Ware, because they don't have that bend. They just can't beat you on pure speed. So if you have long arms, you can get at the Bosa brothers. Tampa Bay absolutely should be looking for Devin White, my friend. Anthony, how are you, man? You're again one of my favorite people on YouTube. Thanks for like having my back. And a lot of the videos I'm going to be making are a lot more. They're going to be a lot more tame, a lot less emotional, more chill, more relaxed. Just kind of more my style. Even if the Giants select Haskins, and again, I've been like kind of ragging on Haskins, I'm going to be a lot more open-minded just about everything. I'm going to root for Haskins. He's a good kid. Sam Darnold, all this hate. I might, get on a team. Like I might predict Cleveland might be overrated, right? But that's more of a team insult. That's more fun than insulting just a little college kid, a young college kid. So that's kind of the direction that the channel is going to kind of go in. I'm going to do a lot of broad NFL stuff, and it's a lot more broad NFL stuff. It'll be fun. Hey, Sleeta, how are you? How are you, Dave? David, how are you, man? I hope you enjoy March Madness, man. It's great to hear from you. Yeah, Sam, if White was available at 6, though, I think we're taking him. Yeah, I mean, if we wanted Kyler Murray, that would be very, very exciting. Kyler Murray to me is what a fantastic quarterback he is. All right. I'll give out some wrenches. Feeling in a good mood tonight. I'll give out some wrenches. Next week we're gonna have a call-in show, and again, we're gonna have a call-in show next week. And it's gonna be absolute fire, hopefully, because I'll get to hear from all of y'all, and this microphone hopefully is a good microphone. And I'm gonna have like my guy Bruce the Sports Doc, who I'm actually related to, and he's gonna be in here helping me answer calls, because sometimes when you get random calls, it is a little bit stressful talking to random people sometimes, and it's just fun to have a friend with you, at home or somebody around just to monitor who's calling in, because sometimes you get spam or you just never know. You always get that adrenaline rush when you answer, but most calls are absolutely fine. Yeah, I went off on Odell. I was emotional about that. I mean, I'm glad Odell, for his own personal life, is taking some time off social media, just relaxing. And I was too harsh on Odell Beckham. But again, I don't think he's as valuable just from a player standpoint. And the 49ers with Kyle Shanahan, he's great at making wide receivers. He's great at making wide receivers. He's great at making marginal wide receivers successful. That's what Kyle Shanahan does so well. So the fact that you keep that cap room, and the fact that you could get a wide receiver in the draft and you don't have to pay that kind of money. And also Odell Beckham, he is kind of a headache to some in the locker room. And the 49ers have a very good positive group and positive thing going. Steven, I'm not much of a baseball guy. I leave that for the entertainer and Bad Dog. I'm not a huge baseball guy. I used to be a bigger like Philly fan, bigger Yankees follower back when I was younger, man. Back when Derek Jeter, Ken Griffey, I used to play backyard baseball all the time. So the glory years of baseball to me were the steroid era with Jose Canseco, and there were a lot more guys that were very recognizable in baseball. Now that Harper is coming for the Phillies, though, maybe so. Maybe we could talk baseball on a call-in show. Sam brings up a great point. You bring up a great point, Sam, about next year's class. I mean, this year, who knows? For Derek Carr must feel really insulted, because Derek Carr is already like going to have to fight off the Dwayne Haskins rumors. You know what I mean? And because those Dwayne Haskins rumors are coming in hot about Oakland getting a quarterback. They're working out other quarterbacks. But I guess like Tampa might need one. Tennessee, if Mariota and Winston don't step up, Andy Dalton's maybe on the block. The Redskins, who the heck knows for next year? Next year, there always is about 3 or 4 teams. But this year, if Drew Lock doesn't go to Denver, Drew Lock's going to fall like a rock. And it's going to be, and for it's a shame because I want Webb to get an opportunity. I want Davis Webb to start, but there's literally no places where the guy has a free open job. I mean, Miami would have been the open job. I don't know if the Jets are going to trade him to Miami. I don't know if the Jets are going to let him go out to Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury. So Webb is absolutely screwed. Yeah, I mean, Drew Lock worked with the Oakland Raiders at the Senior Bowl, so that's why they like the guy. And if Lock is around in the late 20s, it would be absolutely awesome for Drew Lock to be an Oakland Raider. His personality is the complete opposite of Antonio Brown, but Antonio Brown's just a winner, and that would be absolutely crazy, dude. You want me to scroll up? Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, David. Yes, sir, man. And you probably have my Twitter or my number. Going down to Georgia, I'm dying to go back to Atlanta, man. I love the city of Atlanta, Georgia. I love it so much. I'd love to play golf down there. I would love to go to an Atlanta Braves game at the new Sunshine Stadium. I want to go to a country concert in Atlanta. But really, what I would want to do is I want to go to Athens, David, and maybe we could get Uncle Lou. I would love to go to a Georgia football game. That would probably be my favorite thing to do in Atlanta. Now, I live in the Philadelphia area. Cardinals would accept yeah, dude, because Arizona, Marcos, yeah. Arizona, they drafted Rosen with the 10th overall pick. So if you get back to 15th pick, that's a haul. Now, if Arizona doesn't get anything they want for Rosen, Arizona should just keep Josh Rosen on the team, play him in preseason, and then when a quarterback gets hurt, then you deal him for a first then deal him for a first year, or then you deal him for a first rounder. And Anthony, yeah, I like Drew Lock as well. I have my concerns about Lock because of hand size, inconsistent. He did improve during the rest of the year. Can he lead and step up in big games? But Drew Lock, if he's there in the second round, that would be a pretty good guy to go after. Definitely a guy with a big upside. At 17, it would be quite interesting. I mean, because you need a tackle, and a lot of people hold. I think Dwayne Haskins and Drew Lock are pretty similar, actually. Now, Dwayne Haskins, he does rise to the occasions more than Lock. Dwayne Haskins a much bigger guy than Drew Lock. He's more physically gifted throwing the ball, or he's more physically gifted than Lock. He really is. He's a bigger guy. He's a prototypical pocket passer. So you'd have to spend the 6 overall on the Dwayne Haskins, but later for Drew Lock in the second round or late, I'm all for it. I've always liked Drew Lock's personality. Drew Lock is definitely the underdog of this class. Everybody likes Murray and Haskins, and Daniel Jones and Drew Lock are very likable kind of underdog characters. Russell Wilson would be absolutely incredible. Russell Wilson would give us a lot of legitimacy, and that's a guy that's balled out on the biggest stage. Now, can we afford Russ? Would Russ come here for like $25 million? Who knows? Yeah, yours is ATL 39. Yeah, we should email back and forth about the vacation week. Sure. Go up to a beach and have some fun. Oh yes. Oh yes. Thank you. Thanks, Lita. Thanks, man. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll definitely contact my dad about all that stuff. Rosen is still on a rookie deal. He has first round value. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is with Rosen is that, you have to look into like how he got along with his teammates last year, how he led. The offensive line wasn't that good. He does need to get better throwing with anticipation. But Josh Rosen, absolutely. I mean, he was taken in the first round. He didn't get hurt, throws one of the best footballs in the whole league. The guy has started a lot of games in college. He absolutely has a first round tender. Like, he's worth like a late first rounder this year. If he was in this draft class, he would be drafted in the first round. Will Grier, I just think that his arm strength is just not good enough, honestly. I think he's going to be drafted in the 4th or 5th round because he kind of lobs the ball. If he's kind of throwing a deep ball, the deep ball doesn't get down enough. It doesn't get down quick enough. Well, Sam Darnold, I just think Darnold is tentative a little bit. I think Sam Darnold has trouble hitting deep balls. I think Sam is kind of frail. He has fumbling issues. I want to see him be more vocal as a leader this season for sure. I want to see him be more confident. The Jeremy Bates offense was a terrible offense, so we're going to learn a lot more about Darnold. I just thought that Darnold was always overrated in the draft process. I don't hate the kid. He's a good, nice kid. And we'll see if he can prove me wrong. I didn't think he would be an elite NFL player. But if he's damn awesome, I'm going to be damn wrong on Darnold. And Jets fans need this, man. I mean, Adam Gase, Le'Veon Bell, Jamal Adams. It's a lot of characters in that locker room. I'm not sure that the Jets are really going to be that good, to be honest. And I like the Jet fans. They're just as kind as the New York Giants fans for the most part. The Giants fans are the ones that actually don't like me because of my Beckham opinions and because of a lot of other stuff. Anthony Muchuchu, a lot of these guys. Like Lenardi on here. There's Giants fans that are great people everywhere, but there's also a large majority of them just are sick of Eli Manning. And I'm too emotional about Eli Manning. I love Eli Manning for what he's done for my life and the Super Bowl championships. I think that Darnold, though, yeah, I'm just not in love with the guy's game. I like a Haskins more, like a guy who will throw deep. I like a Kyler Murray, a very opportunistic quarterback. I even like Josh Allen up in Buffalo better. I think the Browns' record this year, it's a very good chance that they go like 7-9 this year. Because I don't know about their offensive line. I don't know how Steve Wilkes is going to coach the defense. It's the first year of the scheme for Freddie Kitchens and for Steve Wilkes. The expectation value is so high on them. I think the Steelers will be 11-5 actually, because the Steelers will be more focused. Mike Tomlin will have an easier time communicating, and the Steelers will absolutely be motivated for success. So I think the Steelers are unbelievable value. TJ, that's a funny comment. And if you are that way, there's not a problem according to me if you want to be that way. You know what I mean? Whatever makes you happy, man, go ahead and do it. You know, if you happen to enjoy that kind of stuff, TJ. TJ saying he likes yeah, I got you. Could just be a funny joke though. Could be funny. Could be really funny. Yes, TJ. Respect all the way, man. Whatever makes TJ Miller happy. You have the same name as the guy on Ehrlich Bachman on you have the exact same name as the comedian on a really funny show that I love the first 4 seasons of the show. Silicon Valley. Big Blue for life. You're kind of with me. You don't want the quarterback Haskins, but Haskins is a good guy, man. And if the Giants draft Haskins, I'm going to be less emotional about this whole process, man. I'm not, you're always going to see the Eli haters and Dwayne Haskins. And Haskins is a good kid. And he also, I'm telling you, Big Blue for life, he could be good. I mean, the guy can throw the ball, put up amazing statistics in the Big Ten last year. I've been too hard on Haskins. The quarterback position gets very emotional to fill in. So I'll give it a chance, I'll give it a chance and we'll see how this thing freaking goes. We're not the GMs anyway. Too hard. I like Josh Allen in Buffalo more, but I certainly will say that I like Haskins more than a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. The skill set and the personality. Like I like Haskins more than Rosen. I like Haskins more than Lamar Jackson in terms of talent. Who else do I like? Haskins more than Derek Carr. Haskins and Trubisky are very, very close. I do kind of like Trubisky. I like Haskins a lot more than Jared Goff. I do like Dak. Dak and Haskins are very, very close. I do like Prescott. I give Prescott his props, because Prescott in the playoffs, he plays big in big moments. That's the thing about Dak Prescott. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys, and I could say this really, I've been rooting for the Giants for a while, but I could say that the Dallas Cowboys are poised to be great. I mean, Jason Garrett has all the controls now to be awesome. As long as Dak can stay healthy with Ezekiel Elliott and they can run the football. Now, the David Irving thing is a concern, but they need guys in the middle of that defense that can clog up running holes. Taco Charlton needs to get in there and play better. they need consistent safety play on the back end. But Jalen Smith, Van Der Esch, with a Sean Lee, Byron Jones, one of the best corners in the league, with Jordan Lewis and Chidobe coming along. It's a really fun defense to watch. And then you look at today, they got Randall Cobb. I really like that pickup. Cobb is a guy that is a great teammate, a legend. He just makes big play after big play. So I think that that's a very under the radar signing. The Cowboys are the most talented team in that division. And then the Eagles are also going to be very formidable. It's going to be a very tough division, and the Giants are going to be a lot better than people expect this year. Redskins probably definitely dead last. Joel Rocks, man, thanks so much for chatting on my vids, bro. It's great to see you here. Trevor Lawrence is fantastic. The dream draft scenario this year for New York Giants, I'll tell you the dream draft scenario for the Giants for me. The dream draft scenario. I mean, I do love Kyler Murray. So if you could trade 6 and 17 to get Kyler, that's a possibility. But for me, it's probably at number 6, Devin White. And at number 17, it's Dalton Reisner. In the second round, it's Drew Lock, a quarterback from Missouri, who I think would be a great value in the second round. And then in the third round, maybe Andy Isabella from Massachusetts. Terrell Hanks from New Mexico State, maybe as another linebacker. Oh, how about this guy from TCU? Collier. I like this kid Collier from TCU. I really like Collier from TCU. I'd also look at this kid Chris McGarry from Washington. So those are the dream day scenarios. Probably like probably a Dalton Reisner at 17 and a Devin White, or at 17 we go DeAndre Baker and Devin White. Thanks so much, Sleeta. I really appreciate that. Could I do it? I still would want to get him later because, now I don't know if Denver's in on Drew Lock anymore. That rumor is totally crazy. That rumor has pretty much faded about Denver and Drew Lock. I pick Tua probably over Kyler, but it's damn close. They're both unbelievable talents. Anthony, yeah. I mean, Drew Lock's a good guy. He's going to have to light it up, though. He's losing steam in this battle. And if Drew Lock goes past say Haskins and Lock go past the Broncos, then it's going to get very interesting because, if the Broncos don't take a quarterback, that could mean that Arizona could be the only team in the top 10 taking a quarterback. Dan Snyder's friend went to school with Haskins. I think the Skins will prefer Haskins to Drew Lock, and then that means Lock will be really just slipping and slipping and slipping and slipping. But yeah, it's really sad about Davis Webb. What do I want to do? All right. Number 6, I'll go Devin White, and then number 17, I'll go Dalton Reisner. And I'll take this is a good cornerback class in the second round. If Drew Lock or Daniel Jones is there, I'll really consider it. But then I'll get a cornerback, and Jarrett Stidham would be a good guy in like the 5th round to target. So let's get some defense up in here. Let's get defense and tackles and kind of build the team more for this year. And I'll get my quarterback next year. Fody Angels, so kind, man. Thank you. I really do love the Niners fans. They really are thankful for the channel, and I appreciate them. I appreciate them coming in here and saying those words. Is very kind words. I think you guys are even going to like some of my videos. My dislikes are actually going to be better because I'm not going to be so polarizing and so nutty on here. I'm going to try to be less emotionless, more of an analytical perspective, and let you guys kind of drive this show. I like Reisner over Dillard. Jonah Williams at 17. I still like Reisner as the right tackle. That's my guy out of Kansas State. But Dillard's good. So Dillard is second best. Jawan Taylor's a little bigger, a little slower. I don't really want. Now Cody Ford is a really interesting example because we are really tight with Lincoln Riley's. Rob, how you doing, man? Welcome into the welcome to the show. I don't think the Browns are going to win anything next year because, your defense, you have Steve Wilkes, you have Freddie Kitchens. It's only his first year. Baker Mayfield, it's only his second season. You don't know how all the wide receivers are going to gel together. You don't know about Kareem Hunt. I don't know about Austin Corbett. It's a lot of moving pieces. It's a very new team with Freddie Kitchens. He's going to have to learn how to coach in the NFL, and everybody's going to have to get along. And if there's any fractions in the locker room, like Jarvis Landry did have an issue of fraction with Tannehill and with Adam Gase. Now, I tend to defend Landry about that kind of relationship, but you have Landry and Odell. They're both loud, very confident guys who want the football. You have Antonio Callaway, who's the exact same way, competitive, and Njoku, and everybody's hyping up the Cleveland Browns, and that expectation might get to the Cleveland Browns. So I don't see them doing well. I see them missing the playoffs next year. So there's your hot take for you. Living Marvel, Jake Fromm is a terrific college quarterback. I don't think Jake Fromm will be taken within the first 5 or 4 rounds. He's like a Will Grier. He just doesn't have the arm strength for the NFL, unfortunately. He's a really good guy, though. Jake Fromm is one of the best collegiate quarterbacks that I've seen. He's a great collegiate player, great kid too, and a terrific leader from Lee Robbins. Warner Robins, Georgia. Warner Robins. All right, we'll see. I like Herbert too. I kind of liking Herbert as well. But Jake Fromm, I don't think he's going to be great in the NFL. Some of you guys think so. We'll see what happens. Jarrett Stidham is a sleeper, my man, West Coast. Jarrett Stidham throws a great deep ball, very composed, mature kid. Now, against pressure, he wasn't that good. So when Auburn would pressure, when Clemson would pressure Auburn, Jarrett Stidham would kind of slip a little bit. But Stidham is very talented. Yeah, I like Baker Mayfield. The defense, Olivier Vernon's a little bit overrated. I just think the Steelers are way undervalued. Everybody's crowning the Cleveland Browns. You have to see how Beckham and Jarvis, how all these guys get along, how they enjoy living in Ohio. I have to see like some consistency from this team, but I don't think they're going to be that great over the long run. It's too many egos and pieces together there. Usually, when's the last time we've seen a lot of receivers come together and win? Not many. But the thing is about Metcalf is he only needs to run the post and the slants, and he can get open and get catches. That's all Calvin Johnson ran. If you watch Brett Coleman video, that's all that he ran were those 2 routes. Mark, I really appreciate the kind words, man. It's good to hang out and talk to people on here. I appreciate the kind words on the show, my friend. The Eagles, yes, you have Ertz, you have Zach Ertz, you have Ertz is going to be good. Nelson Aguilar, Deshaun Jackson. I don't know about Deshaun. He's kind of getting older. Offensive line wise, Brandon Brooks. It's good that Kelsey comes back. It's better now for Carson Wentz that Nick Foles is out of there. And also, I think the team will really rally around the guy that they brought in from the Jaguars. Malik Jackson, I think, is a Super Bowl champion. He'll add that pedigree to that defense. The Eagles are a very talented team. They need more consistency. The distraction of Foles was weird. The way that the Eagles played last year with all their injuries in the cornerback room, because I believe Jalen Mills went down. Ronald Darby is coming back on a 1-year deal. So, Dallas Goedert. So, I think these Eagles are a damn good team, man. Doug Peterson and Jim Schwartz. This is a big year for the Eagles. I think it's probably wild to try to get some, I'm going to try to hang out and get some sleep after this. It's a little bit late here on the East Coast because tomorrow I want to watch March Madness. I don't think the Bengals are looking for a new quarterback. All right. Let's see. I hope that this video is still going better. I hope it's still going decently well. So 2019, so the 2019 quarterbacks like in this draft class, I am going to go number 1. I'm going to go Kyler. Then I will go Haskins and Locke, which is very, very close. Might take Haskins slightly above Locke if I was just grading for an NFL Network show. Then way down the list, we got Daniel Jones. But combined with 2020, it's going to be Tua Tagovailoa, Tua right up here, Kyler Murray right here. So Tua's here, Kyler's here, Haskins and Locke are right around here. Daniel Jones right here. Same with Fromm. We have to see how Hunter Johnson does. We have to see Herbert. I forgot. Herbert, if Haskins and Locke are right here, Herbert is a notch below Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's right here. Tua is way, way up here. And Herbert is right above the Haskins and Locke line. Thank you. It is rambling. The Bills free agency was very, very, was awesome. I mean, you got Mitch Morse, who's very stable center. You get John Brown, a deep threat. You get Cole Beasley in there. I really enjoyed it. Frank Gore's a veteran running back, and he's going to teach Josh Allen the ways of the NFL. I love Frank Gore, one of my favorite athletes and players ever. Even Brandon Beane, who might even be younger than Frank Gore, said that exact same sentiment, that he was so excited that he can go ahead and sign Frank Gore. Good night, Anthony. Thanks so much for coming in, pal. If the Eagles don't take Josh Jacobs, probably not. Probably not really. Giants record next year, I'm going to go actually 9-7, 10-6. 10-6 record. Wild card record. Tyler, man, I completely agree. It's our time. It's our time again. It's our time to rise up, win some football games, man. And it's exciting because with Odell Beckham, you know, he was the leader of our team. We needed a fresh change, and now we get Dave Gettleman's going to bring in his guys and his team, and I'm excited, man. You got to build a team around what Dave Gettleman wants to do. You got to let him run his show. And Odell Beckham, very polarizing guy in our locker room. And he's headed out right now. So everybody, thank you so much. It's been an absolute blast doing this. Yeah, I'm going to be much less harsh on Haskins and Darnold. I'll just talk about their play, what they can do better from a football standpoint. If there happens to be a story out there that is publicized by writers, then we can absolutely talk about it when these guys get there. So there you go. I admitted that I was too harsh on Haskins. I still don't really want the quarterback. I still don't really want him at 6 or 17. And if they do it, I'll look at Haskins' upside, how successful he was at Ohio State, how he was able to throw the ball. And Sam Darnold, dude, yeah, some of that was just over the top, trying to be a little bit funny, a little comical, a little bit interesting. And I know Sam might not like me, but Sam's such a good guy anyway. The people that are actually the nicest people in the world, they'll accept sometimes your mistakes. Yes, he is. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Ken. You're the absolute best. And yeah, no, with Haskins going to the Giants again, I used to be like the most diehard Giants fan, but I love the full NFL right now. I kind of just love analyzing the landscape more of an analytical kind of a guy. And I'll let Cop Pizzle, Bad Dog, and the Entertainer take the very emotional stance on the Giants, and I'm just going to try to be calmer in my own life. Just very calm, and I'll have those guys on the show to talk Giants, and I'll just keep it nice and calm. I'm saying I'm going to be calm. Who knows if I can actually execute and be calm. Exactly, Esco. Let me just address Esco here. Yeah, I don't know. Mark Herzlich said that he was a tough guy to get along with. I mean, on the sidelines, Beckham looked grumpy. He looked he was frustrated. He wanted to get out of New York, man, and it just wasn't a good locker room scene. And the fact is, like, against Carolina, the Giants played great. And against the Eagles, they would struggle. So, the team was so inconsistent with an Odell Beckham led team, and we just need more consistency. Oh my God, Mario Hazonia blocking LeBron with that was absolutely hilarious. He actually got the Greek Freak too. So Mario owns the Greek Freak and LeBron, right? What a game from Jimmy Butler today on an NBA front. That was crazy. I kind of like Mike Francesa because he keeps it old school. He talks about how the Giants are back, and Mike Francesa is he's unafraid of people's opinions. That's what I respect about Mike. It's funny, man. His Twitter accounts is hilarious. I don't even know if he needed to do Twitter. I got you. Just need an offensive line and staying here. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll see how he'll probably ball out in Cleveland. We'll see him ball out. We'll see if they can win some games. No, Mark, I know that some of you loved it, some of you hated it, man. That was a crazy, crazy video. 24. I'm ready for the tournament tomorrow, Philip. Absolutely. With that being said, guys, gonna let it run till about the 46-minute mark. I am so excited, Philip, for March Madness tomorrow. I'm excited for John Morant and Murray State. I'm really excited about the Bradley Braves and Michigan State, and it's going to be unbelievable. I would be okay with that, Jacob. Absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. Again, all you guys, thanks for joining in. I'm going to sign out. Y'all were awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.